Welcome back to BVarsity Live. Zach Ewing in the Dignity Health Studios with Trevor Horn, Justin Roberts, Louis Amistoy. An hour to go, boys. That's it.
That's it.
Flying by.
6 hours of this super show, and we've got 5 down. So we have to reveal the rest of our Central Section Top 25, and we have 3 coaches left. Tim Antongiovanni of Garces could not be here, but we did go out to his practice and tape an interview with him that we'll play here shortly. And then we have Jared Prosser of Taft. He'll be on the phone at 6:15. And at 6:30, it's Edgar Mares of Arvin. So we're finishing up with a couple of SSL schools. Garces, of course, a former SSL school that then moved into the SEYL, stayed in the SEYL when the leagues changed, and is now moving up to the Power League, the SWYL. It's been a real journey for this school, and they've competed every step of the way.
I think it's good for the program to have a former graduate at the helm now in this whole change. I think Tim Antongiovanni is going to do good things. He's going to find the right players. He's going to find the type of players that Garces wants. But yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of a battle for them, especially losing, Sheldon Croney in the offseason. But, if any team's going to come around, it's going to be Garces. They're going to be up for the battle. But, yeah, there's if you want to use the phrase wild card, I think that's the proper phrase to use for the proper word to use for Garces this year.
I wish we could have talked to him because as a coach, I've always gone under the impression that winning fixes everything.
Right.
And in Garces' case, it didn't fix everything because they were winning and they still made a change. And so maybe winning fixes most, but it didn't fix this program. And I'd like to know what he's doing to try to do what winning couldn't.
Yeah, and we talked to some kids out there when we were there, too, and they said they were shocked by the Sheldon Croney news at first, and it was a disappointment. New coach, new principal, new athletic director, a lot of new blood out there, and a new running back, obviously. So let's play the segment with Tim Antongiovanni and see what he had to say about all of that to us. This is from last week. At Garces High with Coach Tim Antongiovanni. How's the first few weeks going out here, Tim?
So far, so good. We try to beat the heat with our morning workouts. Afternoon has been going pretty good. The kids are learning a lot in a short amount of time. We got a huge learning curve for the staff as well, but the effort level is there, and so as long as that's there, we keep improving every day.
For one of the older schools in town, maybe the buzzword is new around here. New coaching staff, new head coach, and a lot of new starters, new players. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but is that really the case? Has it been very fresh?
Fresh, yes, because you get to know them. Now, since coming on in April, I've been able to get to know some of these kids with our workouts in the spring and then throughout the summer. So as we start camp here in August, the newness is kind of worn off, and they're starting to get the idea of the routine and what the expectation level are and what the intensity level needs to be.
Obviously, this has been a very successful program recently, 3 straight trips to the D2 section title game. But as I mentioned, a lot of new faces on both sides of the ball. How's the talent level? I mean, it seems like you guys are pretty happy with the kids.
We got some talent. We really do. We're going to lack a little bit of depth, just bodies. And we're working on that. We need an increased enrollment at our school, for one, to get those numbers up. But the talent level, we're pretty good. Even with some of the kids that we've lost, you're going to start to hear some younger names that I think by the end of the season will be household names.
Give us a few of those names, Coach. I know a few of the guys we've talked about, but who that Kern County fans don't know now will they know by the end of September?
Well, not a young kid. One of our senior leaders is Manny Flores in the interior line. He's a big, strong kid. He's been playing varsity ball for 3.5 years. Knows what the pace of the game needs to be. He's just a beast, going to be a run stopper on D and open some holes on offense. Some senior leadership like Sam Tobias. You'll start to hear his name. Jack Scott. It's got some shake. And then some of the younger kids, some juniors like Matt Sanders at the tight end position, also the defensive end position. I think you'll start to hear his name a little bit. He was up with the varsity last year as a sophomore, but you're going to see more and more of him this year.
I know when you took the job in April, one of the guys you were expecting to have back is Sheldon Croney. He's obviously gone. Not a whole lot of time for woe is me there. Who fills in the backfield?
In the backfield, Cam Robertson, Konstantin Zagustin are two of the early names. We'll also utilize our quarterback at that position as well to be able to run the ball and keep defenses off balance.
And who will play quarterback?
Well, we got 2 kids. We got a sophomore, Connor Bruce, and a junior in Marco Petrini They're both battling. Each one of them brings a little bit different skill level and a little bit different mental level to the game. Neither of them has really taken a huge step forward in front of the other. So as we work towards our inter-squad scrimmage next Friday, I'm hoping that one of them really starts to stand out by midweek next week.
Is one of those guys more of the passer and the other one more of the runner? Is that the case?
No, they just bring different skill levels to the game. And within our system, we can take advantage of whoever's in the back or whoever's calling the plays for us. They both have good things in the run game. And they both have good things that they show in the pass game. Obviously not equal. They're not mirror images of each other. Just bring a little bit different talent level to the game at certain things, certain plays, certain types of throws, certain types of runs, things like that.
Just because it was the elephant in the room over the summer with Sheldon leaving. I mean, he was the star here last year. Did you address that with the team, or has it kind of gone unspoken that, hey, he's gone now we're moving on?
No, when I got the official word that he was withdrawing from the school that afternoon, we had a workout, and at the end of the workout, I told the kids, I said, we lost a good player and we lost a friend today. But we're going to move on and we're going to replace him. And I went around the room and pointed out some of the kids that have been working hard for us and said, hey, you're going to be the next guy that's going to step up. No doubt, he's a good talent. He's a nice kid. I got to know him a little bit in the short time that I was here and he was here. But it was time to move on, and I think our kids have done that.
Speaking of moving on, new league and a new division this year, the Southwest Yosemite League with all the Division I schools in town and then into Division I yourself. Maybe not great timing for that with everything new. You kind of hit the ground running, but how do you take that?
Life always presents you with challenges, and this is no different. So we teach the kids about that. We teach them the life skills that they need that they can take on beyond football, beyond high school. And so as a coaching staff, you're looking at the same thing. I'm excited. I've coached in that league and against a lot of the teams for the last 7 or 8 years. So I kind of have a lot of familiarity with a lot of the coaches and their programs and some really good, well-coached programs and teams. Looking forward to that. You know what to expect week in and week out from those teams. You see it on film, and it's a challenge, and you just have to rise to the occasion week in and week out.
Most recently, you were at Liberty, correct? So you have seen, kind of life at the top of the league and everything. Where does this program have to go from being a very good D2 program to being the same thing in D1?
We need to increase our numbers, number one. You got to have depth. You're going to play good talent week in and week out. You're going to have bumps and bruises. You're going to have guys go down. And you need to be able to look back and be able to rep a guy in practice so that he can step up in a game on Friday night. So that, number one, we need to increase it. Number two, the pace of play is going to get a lot faster. And as they got into the playoffs in Division II, they kind of saw that. And it's not a knock on the teams in their league. The last couple of years, there's some good teams that they've played and some good programs there as well. But this is going to be more week in and week out. When you're in Division I, that's the highest division that this central section has to offer, and we're playing in it. And there's no letdown from week to week.
I think your non-league schedule, too, you open with Mount Whitney. Of course, you have the Holy Bowl in there. You play St. Bonaventure, one of the best teams in the state. There's not going to be and then you open the league with Bakersfield, defending state champion. So there's not a whole lot of rest for the weary in there. But, again, that's the challenges, and that's the only way you can look at it, right?
Exactly. If you want to beat the best, you got to go out and play the best. And that's what we want to do. We want to compete at that level week in and week out. We start off with Mount Whitney, another storied program. We got them at home, thank goodness, to start off the season. Tulare Union always has some really good talent. We have to go there. Burroughs is another team that has some good talent year in, year out. But we're going to take it 1 week at a time, one game at a time. And as long as our kids continue to buy into what we're doing and continue to work hard and we make incremental improvements from week in and week out, we'll be all right.
If you have one strength of the team right now that you can, sort of rely on week in and week out, is that the line play at this point?
Yeah. Well, our strength is the seniors and the talent that we have on both the offense and defensive fronts is going to be our strength. We're going to lean on that a little bit. It doesn't always necessarily mean that we're running the ball, but I think we'll be pretty good at stopping the run. We just and hopefully we can stop it long enough that the rest of the team, the rest of the guys can rally around it and hone their skills so that we can be a complete package.
A little bit of turmoil at Garces, not just Sheldon, but with administrative changes in the spring and everything. And I know you came in right as that was going on. What has this been like here for the first 4 months, and how ready are you for football now?
Well, the good thing about what goes on kind of on campus, it's you don't really have to worry about a whole lot once you get onto the practice field. We tell these kids, you come out for 2 hours, that's what we ask for you to practice, and you forget about your worries. You fail a test, your girlfriend dumps you, whatever it is. You're having a tough time at home, forget about it, because you're out playing football and it's something you love to do. So we ask them to forget about that for 2 hours. So on the football field, I don't know that it's affected us a whole lot. The kids will feel a little bit on being on campus and in classrooms and with discipline and things. But I know that the changes that have been made, things are going to be different. They're going to be a lot more positive, and I think our kids will feel that. And so then they're in better mood when they come to practice, which is always better.
Bottom line, a team that's been to 3 straight section title games in D2, I believe won 4 league titles in a row in the SEYL. What are the expectations as you move up a level, sort of, with a totally new staff and new team? I mean, do the expectations diminish at all?
No. You set the bar high and you shoot for it. There's no other way to do it. We're not going to settle for mediocrity. We're going to compete week in and week out, and we're going to continue to improve. And if we do that, then we've had success. And when you take care of the little things, like we teach our kids, not only does that help you in life, but it helps you on the football field. And when you do those things and you do them right, the wins will take care of themselves.
So some new faces out here on the hill at Garces. Zach Ewing and Tim Antongiovanni, we appreciate the time and good luck this year, Coach.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So that was Tim Antongiovanni at Garces. Pretty impressive guy. I mean, he doesn't seem to be pulling any punches down, with a pretty challenging situation up there.
I think he likes being back at his alma mater, too. I think he likes knowing that he's got a chance to maybe, keep the ball rolling there and have some fun.
Yeah.
Adversity brings out either the best or the worst in you, and you got to like the way he's taking it. He's going to look it straight in the face and go fight.
And by the way, Garces is another one of those schools that they may have good years and great years, but they're hardly ever bad.
Right.
So they will fit into that league. We'll see how this year goes, but long term, I think they fit right there. So that was actually the last Bakersfield school in all of our Super Show. I'm looking at my list here, but we still have a couple of SSL schools to go. We're going to come back, and we're going to get Jared Prosser of Taft on the phone. We'll follow that up with Edgar Mares of Arvin, plus the rest of our Central Section Top 25 right around the corner here on the BVarsity Live Super Show. Be right back.
Toyota's annual